Hi, and welcome to Tech Edge. We're in our third episode talking about the integration of technology and the arts. I'm Guy Tranian, Professor of Education at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
And I'm Cody Tallarico. I'm the Fine Arts Education Specialist at the Nebraska Department of Education.
And today we're going to talk about Lighting Lab. I know nothing about lighting except that I love the theater, so that's something.
Yes, well, and I will put the caveat out there too. I may not have all the lighting terminology with the theater as well. So this is a scenic and lighting design lab, and it allows you to go through and work with lighting design and kind of how do lights interplay, how do the colors, how do the shadows work, and things like that. So it has both an interface for iPads as well as on the computer, and it is a Creative license that we can use here. So I'll make it a little bigger so you can see it. And so right now, everything's red.
Mm-hmm.
So if we wanted to change some of the colors, what kind of colors would you like to see on that stage? And we're looking at a proscenium view right here.
So I would like to light it up just to have more light. So we got to move away from the reds. Mm-hmm. And I think the top lights, I would like to go more in the direction of, let's say, even just straight light, because I want to see the actors.
Sure. And that top light on the right-hand side, if you wanted to, brighten that up, so you've got your hue there.
Yeah.
So you could like move that off of the bluish side more to the white, this bar here to the left.
Oh, yeah. So and that just increases the amount of light?
It increases the hue.
The hue, okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I see it.
So, and we've got some side lights there as well.
All right.
And so you can kind of just adjust things. And you can see how the shadows are working, where the actors are placed on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, if we wanted to have white back on the sick there.
Okay, so I'm just playing around with seeing how it would light up the back of the stage. Mm-hmm. And then there are controllers on the bottom there. Yeah. What do those do?
So the ones down here in the middle, so you have upstage right, upstage center, upstage left.
Okay.
So if you click on upstage right, and you're going to notice that it's on our left because the view
stage
right, stage left and orchestra right. And so you also have your footlights. So like if you wanted to light up down right or something like that. And then so you can put different spots in on the actors and see. So like this particular actor here, which is on stage left, looks like they're on upstage left.
Yeah.
So getting that in the right spot. And then you also have these controls over here as well, which are some side lights. And then you've got footing lights too, which will shine up.
And you can see the shadows then that it makes. So you can start planning out what's going to happen for your lighting crew.
Yeah. So, and there's all sorts of different kind of views and stage scenes within that. We were just looking at it, and beforehand, you had seen another one. So which other one did you see?
I was looking at, so if you go back to the main dance lighting lab, I was looking at I'm not seeing it right now. This one, the Color Lab, allows you to explore much closer at the color mix that you want to create.
Yeah.
And one of the things that it made me think about is you have to know what equipment you have as to how much adjustments
right, exactly.
you have, because you might not have in the theater that kids are working in a high school or wherever they're working, they might not have the full range. So you got to know what equipment you're working with as well.
And the nice thing too about that is if the theater that's in the school doesn't have lights that are updated or industry standard lights right now, and kids are really interested in lighting design, this would allow them to be able to work with more than what they have.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the constraints of you work with what you have, but on the other hand, if you want to expand your capacity and be able to start thinking about the opportunities when you have a full set of lights, then this is a great opportunity to do some exploring and some playing that that allows you to imagine what it might be.
Yeah, and I so appreciate being able to see a couple different actors there, and then also seeing the shadows and how that interplays, and then just kind of the mood. You know, if you're in
Mhm.
greens or reds, you know, what is the emotion that you're trying to evoke from the scene as well. There are other parts of it that have different set pieces that you can bring in. So if you go back to this one here and do the light machine, and so you've got your two actors in the
Mhm.
middle. On the sides here, you can kind of turn it and move the light and adjust the angle. You can also adjust the angles up and down. And so if it's right above them, seeing how it changes the light hitting them. But then up here, you can also bring in different pieces of scenery. So like right now, you can see that those pillars are in the back, but we can barely see them. And so working with different cues, you can then bring in, so like we have the light coming from the side on the left here, and so we're seeing more of the scenery.
And I
in
love
the
the
back.
map that shows exactly the lights where they're placed and what light they're using at that moment,
Mhm.
what color they or hue they're using at that moment, so you can start figuring out what's happening spatially.
Mhm.
Because this gives you the stage on the left gives you what the audience will see, but you need to see also where does all of this happen. So,
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then it also even has the different textures in that you
Mhm.
can bring in with the lights. I always think of Les Mis when I first saw Les Mis, and Jean Valjean jumps off the bridge, and he's going
Mhm.
down, and how it swirled. So to be able to see that too on the floor, and how all of that interplays for the scene.
All right. So this one is Lighting Lab. All of these features that we showed are free features. The website does have some paid features with subscription, but it looks like you can do tremendous amounts just with what's available for free. So as somebody who doesn't teach theater, I find this fascinating. And what I love about it is that the students who often work about and think about lighting don't necessarily have as many tools and as many examples out there. So this is one of those things that really brings in those series of tools that they can imagine, practice, and not necessarily have everything happen in real life
Mhm.
when everybody's time is really precious during
Yeah.
production.
Yep. And it could even be in like, I'm thinking literature class or
Mhm.
English language arts in the high school, if they're reading a play.
Yeah.
You know, how many times have we read a play but not thought about what it looks like on stage? And so this might even bring another element in there.
All right.
that.
So today on Tech Edge, we talked about Lighting Lab, and we'll see you next time.